Hey guys, and welcome to Car Guy 1999 Reviews. Today we have the 2019 Porsche 718 Boxster S. I'm here with Liam from Porsche of Stratum.
Good to see you.
Good to see you as well. I mean, it's always great to see someone when it means driving a beautiful car like this. But we'll take a quick walk around and then we'll head out on the road. This car is spec'd so well. You have the black overall, black wheels, red calipers, chalk inserts, is that the color name?
Black and chalk.
And red seat belts. I mean, any car with red seat belts just means it's business. Flat 4 sounds really good at idle and sounds even better when you're on it. So let's go ahead, take it for a drive. Speaking about the spec, I totally forgot to mention the carbon fiber.
Yeah, the carbon fiber trim is awesome. It really ties together the interior pretty well with this one.
So the base 718 has 300 horsepower. S has 350?
Yep.
And then GTS, is that the same 350 or?
GTS steps it up to right around 370 horse. It's just a slightly different tune on the same motor.
Yep.
The standard 718, that uses a 2-liter turbo. The S makes 350 out of a 2.5-liter turbo. So a little bit of a different motor, but same concept.
Nothing like PDK, man.
Yeah, the shifts are so lightning fast with it. It's ridiculous.
You know, and it's mind reading. That's the one thing that gets me every time is what I want it to do, it does. You know, it's, if all manuals have to go away, I hope every automatic is like a PDK.
Yeah. Yeah, and part of what makes it so fast is that it has the next gear or the prior gear pre-selected. That way, if you need to shift up or shift down, that gear is already ready to rock and roll by the time you hit the paddle.
That's unbelievable.
Yeah.
And it's amazing, just the amount of torque from this motor, how much the turbo really provides. Is it twin turbo or single?
This is a single turbo.
Okay.
Yeah. It spools up quick. There's really no noticeable lag.
No, there really isn't. I
mean, I would say that you build from 1 to 2,000 RPMs, but once you get to around 2,500, you're pretty much good to go there.
Yeah, that's where I've been cruising at with it, and that's where, like, if you needed to step on it, pass someone right away, 2,500, you have all the torque you need.
Yeah.
And what's nice is it really doesn't stop pulling in the higher end. Maybe close to redline, it dies down just a little bit,
but not too noticeable though.
Exactly. So if you were to take it on track, it's not like it's going to be gasping for air at the top end.
Yeah.
And then it also has all the torque down low for daily driving. So it's a really good engineering standpoint behind the turbocharger that they chose.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, being mid-engine, it really improves the flickability of this car. You won't find a car that has as much fun as this car does in the corners in the summertime for sure. Oh
yeah, I mean it's 40 degrees and wet on Super Sports, so I'm not doing anything crazy.
Yeah.
It's like, did you hear about the F12 that crashed down in Norwood, Mass?
No, I didn't.
So I had an 18-year-old lot boy drive it like 2 miles to the Ferrari dealership, spun out on the auto mile, put it in a barrier.
Oh boy.
Yeah, I don't think people were too happy with him after that.
Is the F12 is their Berlinetta, correct?
Correct.
Yeah.
So it's their flagship car, but not like LaFerrari level.
No, it's more of a
Grand Touring.
Yeah, Grand Touring car.
Yeah, it's part of their V12 line.
Yeah. Front engined.
Yep. Yeah. I got to drive one of those on track 2 years ago. Yeah. Absolutely insane. It's one of the only cars in the world that's scared me when I've driven it.
Well, yeah, because you have so much horsepower and it's still rear drive in that, correct?
Exactly, 730 horse, and it's not designed for on-track use.
Yeah.
You know, so it takes a lot of skill to put down a fast lap time in that car.
Yeah, really hard to lay down the power in a corner with that setup. More kind of coast through the corner and pin it on the straights.
Exactly. That's where it makes up its time.
Mid-engine setup is perfect for accelerating through corners, and obviously you still have enough power to let it loose on a straightaway too. But the corners are where this car shines, certainly.
Absolutely. Oh, doggies.
Yeah. Yeah, I wouldn't own one of these cars without the sport exhaust.
Yeah, neither would I. I still think this is one of the best cars you can buy, sub 100,000. I mean, you get a base 718. What do they run? Close to 60?
Yeah.
Brand new?
Yep, you can get one in the 60s, no problem.
And I think on the used market, you can find a 718S Cayman for upper 40s.
Yeah.
Which is insane. So for a used one, it's the best car under 50K.
Absolutely. Yeah, on the pre-owned market, these cars are widely available.
It's like even shifting when, you know, like a normal automatic would be like, hey, you're not supposed to be shifting there. It just does it.
Yep.
You know, there's no delay or anything like that.
Yeah, that's the great thing about it. It's not a transmission that's going to interfere with your shifting. If you have it in manual mode, it's going to expect that you're going to shift the car when you want to, and it's not going to do it for you.
Right. But I'm pretty sure it will hit the limiter too once you, like if you were to not shift, it would touch it.
Yep. Yeah, we'll redline. The good thing about it though is the PDKs, it won't allow you to
over rev. Yep. It's a lot of power.
Yeah, down in the low end, it really
that's where it's happy.
alive.
Yeah.
Those crackles and pops.
Oh, they're addicting. What's crazy is how much fun it is at the speed limit. I mean, you can just drive it and have so much fun with it.
Yep, and if you stay in the same gear, you accelerate 10 miles an hour and then you just let your foot off the gas and let it decelerate by itself.
Yeah. You know, and the transmission's so good that you can just play with the paddles all day.
Yeah.
Like, say you have an 8-hour road trip, I mean, 6 of those hours can just be spent playing with paddles, and time flies when you're having fun.
Yeah, absolutely. This is such a great road for this car with these twists and turns.
Oh, yeah.
Definitely not the car for straight line speed and performance, but I mean, as far as track performance is concerned, you're going to have a hard time finding a car that would beat it.
Absolutely, and that's why when I go to Vegas in 2 weeks, the car I chose to start out on track with was a 718 GTS.
GTS?
Yep. Yep. Just because, you know, they're so good, and it's a perfect track sighting car too.
Yeah.
You know, because as you said, it's not the fastest thing in the world. It's not slow by any stretch of the imagination, but it's perfect. It's nice and balanced. It's a beautiful car.
Yeah, the car that I drove around the test track in Atlanta was a Boxster GTS, and that was pretty much the same thing. So,
I mean, if they had a GT4, I would have been driving that all day.
That's a whole nother animal.
That's a whole different motor too, especially now even with the 718 gen.
Have you had a chance to see the GT4 RS?
I've
photos?
seen spy shots with all the camo, but I've never seen one without camo.
Yeah, those are going to be pretty incredible.
Yeah, that's going to be a whole nother animal.
Going to have the 4-liter NA motor in it.
Right out of the GT3?
Yep.
That's insane.
And I believe the next generation Cayman GTS will also have the 4-liter.
I heard rumors about that.
If you want to save yourself a little cash, but you also want to have the ability to modify your car to have the same performance as a GT4 RS does, you're going to have that motor right out of the box.
Hello, Mr. Officer. I don't know, I think the President's Motorcade is going to be coming through this way, because all through 101, like all the turnarounds are blocked by plow trucks right now.
Really?
Yep. But I thought he was landing in Manchester Airport.
Yeah, it's either that or Logan.
Yeah, I think I've heard that our airport in Manchester can't handle Air Force One, so I think sometimes what he does is lands in Logan and takes the helicopter to either Portsmouth or Manchester.
Oh, okay, yeah, that makes sense. Must be nice.
Yeah.
Yep. The sheriff was just driving in the other lane too, going the other way. So.
Oh, okay. Nothing like it.
Yeah, it's a great feeling car. Turn off our parking sensors here.
Yeah, why don't we do that? I don't think I'm parking.
That's the one thing. I'm so glad that they give us this button up here, because if you're in like a Dunkin' Donuts drive-thru or something like that, you're too close to the window, your parking sensors are just beeping at you the whole time. So that's pretty much the purpose of that parking sensor off button.
Yeah, that's a good button to have. I really like that chalk color, man. That's pretty sure that's an exterior paint option too. I think chalk is an actual paint color.
Yep. You can get a Boxster in chalk. Yeah, it's a great looking color on the exterior. We actually have a chalk on chalk Panamera.
Oh wow.
Yep. I believe we may have sold that one, but I know that we did at one time have a chalk on chalk Panamera.
That way, you know, if your wife asks, "Hey, honey, did you go to the store and buy something for the kids?" "Yeah, I bought a piece of chalk."
Yeah.
"Oh, how much did that set you back?" "Oh, a couple thousand."
A couple $100,000.
Yeah. Never fails. I'll start filming, and the area that had no traffic is just full of traffic.
Oh yeah.
What is this?
Apparently it's a busy day in the neighborhood.
Man. there's a gap. I have never seen this much traffic in this area.
Yeah, I know. Generally, this isn't a very, not a very busy road. Gotta love that.
Sounds so good in the upper RPMs.
And for being a turbocharged motor, the acceleration is so linear on it. It's very predictable.
Absolutely.
It's not like you hit a point where the turbo kicks in and it just like too much boost at one time, you know?
Yep.
It comes on smooth and it rides out to the top of the gear very smooth. So it's pretty confidence inspiring the way that it accelerates.
Absolutely. But yeah, thanks Liam for letting me take this out.
Yeah, absolutely.
This is a lot of fun. Lot of fun. But yeah, thanks so much for watching, guys, and stay tuned for the next video.